So this morning we have the pleasure of the company of Sister Ranjani, who's currently staying in Five Dock. So Ranjani Ben grew up in the western part of Tamil Nadu, where she studied Bharatanatyam, Indian classical dance, and she also took a particular liking to origami. She came to Baba along with her parents when she was just 11 years old. She first began staying at the centre, Baba's Centre, close to her home, in 1996 after her graduation from uni. She went to Chennai in 98, where she was involved in service in various centres. She's visited various Asian destinations on Tamil service and even spent 5 months in Canada, in Toronto and Montreal, again on Tamil service. So she first visited us in Australia in January 2019, and as I recall, she was the last guest we had here in Brisbane before the lockdown of 2020. So she's now come back. She arrived back in Australia at the end of January, and we're very fortunate to have her on this morning. So thanks, Rajini Ben, for coming in. Over to you now.
Shanti. Thank you, Peter Clarke.
Yeah, well, goodness me, what a Murli. I mean, that was a very powerful message Baba was giving today about how we absolutely have to settle our karma one way or the other. And he was particularly giving a lot of encouragement and patience, as he said, to the mothers who experience those beatings, or in whatever shape or form it comes, but obviously in a very oppressed situation. So Ranjani Ben, you yourself never went down that track with marriage. You never ended up married to someone. Yeah, but tell us what, how do you sort of read that story of how the soul has to settle its karma and the things that can happen to us in our situations, various situations in this life, from your experience?
From my experience, I think that's what I shared. Like when I face such situations where I have faced few situations where I'm humiliated. Of course, after coming to the center, and I would say that faith and that intoxication that helped me, like what Baba said in today's blessing, nischay or nasha, nischint bana deti hai. So, faith and intoxication makes you carefree. It frees you from sorrow or that suffering. So at that time of humiliation, what I told myself is, who am I? That king size ego or that good ego. Who am I? I cannot let myself down just because of someone's comments. And I see that the main reason for unhappiness is forgetting. It is like if I sit down to remember Baba and I gradually forget, and Maya comes when I forget to remember. So main reason for sorrow is forgetting. So I have faith. Not only faith, I am aware. So I have to ask myself that I have faith. Yes, I am Baba's child and I have all the powers, but am I aware? Smriti hai, that awareness gives me that intoxication, and that intoxication helps me to face that difficult situation or that suffering. So I think that faith plus awareness is intoxication. Or I would also say that faith plus acceptance is that smriti. Faith plus acceptance. I accept that I am Shiv Shakti.
Yeah.
So I am Master Almighty Authority. That acceptance, I think faith plus acceptance is awareness. And that awareness brings that intoxication in me. Yeah.
Yeah. It's sorely tested sometimes, isn't it? I mean, there are so many different types of tests, and some are physical, some are mental, and I guess there's, a bit of both in everything. But what do we do to really keep our head above water? And in fact, I guess to keep our head up when things happen to us. Do you have particular yuktis? I know you must have some.
Um, um, I think, we have knowledge. Um, we have the elevated knowledge. Baba has given us that divine intellect, because that intellect you don't get anywhere, even in the bhakti. So I know very well that this is eternal drama, and I know that each one has his own part to play. But
Yeah.
I also have to remember one important thing, that every scene in drama is beneficial. I have faith on drama, but I also have to remember that every scene in drama is beneficial. So I think the game is all about this forgetfulness and awareness. Again, I come to the same point, because that's what I use. So yeah, and I if I don't remember that this drama is beneficial, whatever is happening is beneficial, then that is what Baba calls it as vismriti, or forgetfulness. That means I'm not accepting what is happening in front of me.
Yeah.
So there is that resistance, and that resistance makes me weak. And I think that Brahma Baba became Jagat Pita because he overcame that resistance. He accepted what Shiv Baba said. He had a lot of faith in what Shiv Baba said. He accepted it, and he remained in that intoxication. I remember when one very senior brother in Jaipur, he was there during Sakar Baba's times, and he said when he entered into Brahma Baba's room, he saw Brahma Baba's face glowing with that intoxication, and he just turned to him and said that, I am going to become Narayan. That Baba said the Narayani Nasha, the intoxication of becoming a deity, Narayan. So when he was explaining, I could clearly visualize how would Baba's face would be at that time. So Brahma Baba, he accepted and he remained in that intoxication. Yeah. So yeah. So I think all my Purusharat is in overcoming that resistance.
Yeah, that sense of it being beneficial, that is incredibly powerful. And I guess one needs to always strengthen faith in that. Tell me, to do with being able to understand and I guess empathize and accept what others have done and so on, and just see their pain and understand that, even though we don't want to experience it, but we need to be able to understand it, and that as mixed up as someone may be, they've got their reasons, and it's unique to themselves. Now I know I know that you've been through your own ordeal with mixed up souls, and one in particular. Yeah. How do you, I mean, how have you really strengthened your sense of being able to understand what other souls have done? Because, I mean, there'll be
Um,
others out there who need this advice, who really could use this sort of advice.
yes, that was, I would say that um, that particular, the phase of my life which I passed through, it has given me a lot of strength. And when that mentally unstable person attacked me, stabbed me 6 times. So, after that incident, I would say that I understood, or I realized many things. One thing is, I understood the importance of life because I've been given a second chance to live in the same body. Um, and another thing is, I realized the power of the knowledge and yoga. All these years since my childhood, I could see that, because otherwise no one would just come out of this trauma very quickly. And I could see that how knowledge gave me that strength to come out of that. And another thing is the compassion towards that person who did that to me. It has really increased, and I could really uh, go about, and not just forgiveness, but compassion towards that soul. And one more thing is compassion towards me. I've become even more self-compassionate after that, incident. And
Yeah.
yeah, even my self-esteem has been improved after that. And
Mm.
yes, I think that's really a good change. I would say that my personality has changed after that. So everything is beneficial. Yeah, that's
Wow.
what I see from that.
That sounds like a life-changing experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
I often think,
Yeah, of
it
course,
must be,
I can't deny the fact that sometimes my body reacts, when you listen to the
yeah.
similar incidents, but still the me is strong. The me is strong, and I
Mm.
could detach myself even from that feeling and be very compassionate to myself and
Yeah.
be with
Yeah.
Baba.
There is that saying in English, once bitten, twice shy. So you are always cautious after that, and even even though you may try to be unconcerned by it anymore, you think, oh well, that's past now, that's gone. But there can be very deeply ingrained responses in your psyche, and I guess in your body too, um, or in your psyche that play out through your body. That must be just a well-worn path. So I often think, that we're sort of ignorant in a way if we think that we've, not ever done anything bad in the cycle. And Baba that pointed out there today, when a man beats a woman, would he have done it just like that? You would have, he said, you would have probably beaten him as well. And of course, there are so many situations, there's situations in homes, in families, which sounds, you know, it's just, they're really bad situations. But then there's situations of war, there's situations of business, and there's all sorts of different reasons, I think, as to why things have happened, and why people have copped things, and why maybe we've done things that we otherwise wouldn't really have wanted to do, but it was all against our better judgment at the time. So did you ever have that sort of feeling that, well, I must have done something, but that's okay because it was the Iron Age after all.
Yeah. I mean, that thought only gives me the power to accept what's happening to me. So, mm, yeah, people say why this is happening, but we Baba's children know the answer. So, yeah,
Yeah,
yes, it comes to me. Why
yeah,
me? When that thing happened, yes, of course, I had why me, and then again I tell myself, why not me?
why
That
not me? Yeah,
also, why not me?
yeah,
So uh, because a situation comes, that means that I have the capability, I have the capacity, power to overcome it. That's why it comes. So I'm very strong in that point. So I just accept the
yeah.
challenge. Yeah. And I have a special definition, I would say. In Hindi, dar means fear, okay? DAR,
Okay.
dar means fear. But I have a acronym. I made it as an acronym for 3 words,
Uh-huh.
like D, daring, A, adventurous, and R, ready. So whenever I get some fear for anything, I remind myself, daring, adventurous, and be ready. I tell myself. So I have some yuktis, to remind myself, because I have to remember what I have to remember and forget what I have to forget. Let me not mix up these two. And I think
Yeah,
I have to reach a stage where we have to remember to forget also.
sure, sure. And I can see you're a daring and adventurous soul, and you're very ever ready. Yeah, I mean, what would be your advice to souls who shy away from, those particular virtues?
Um, I Not as an advice. It's just sharing. It's my motto is do the thing you fear, and the depth of the fear is setting. So when you have fear to do something good, which can really help you to grow and develop a new skill, just grab it. Just grab it. And
Yeah,
also, Baba says, uh, when you take one step forward, I'm there to help you 1,000 steps. So,
yeah,
the masters, I mean, Sarva Shaktivan, Almighty Authority is there with me. So let me take just one step, and Baba will take care of all other steps. So, yes.
it makes me think of
And one thing,
that
I
saying.
need not, I need not impress anyone at all, because even that thought makes you feel shy. And so I need not impress anyone. It's just I have to express myself.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, without trying to impress.
Mhm.
All of this makes me think of that saying. I forget even where I saw this, but it's feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yeah.
And it just made me think, well, it's what that's about really is don't wait for fear to go away and then go ahead and do it. But sometimes you really need
Yes.
to face the fear, don't you? You need to face the fear. Yeah,
Yes.
fear won't go
Courage is
away by
not
itself.
having courage is not having fear, but accept that fear and then go ahead. You know.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Ranjani Ben, great. Can I ask if everyone out there would like to turn their cameras on? Now is your moment.